LaSalle sitting on a 6-4 record while NU is half a game behind at 6-5. Now, with the first three teams sure to get in the Final Four, it's between NU and LaSalle for that last spot. Who do you think is gonna take it, Adrian?
I know Job thought that NU would make the Final Four. I just want to put that on the table from the start. When they play each other on Sunday, that's basically going to be a knockout game. If NU loses that, they're pretty much out. If they win that game, it buys them some time. Maybe they hope LaSalle loses another game down the road. It looks tough, but well, LaSalle was able to win in their first round meeting without L.A. Revilla. Some people are saying he's out.
35 points
from Jaron. Some people are saying L.A. Revilla's out for the season, so it kind of augurs well for them that they were able to beat NU the first time without
L.A. Trina.
For me, people need to start stepping up. Jaron Tanks has to maybe score another 30 for them to win.
40
but,
na,
okay, 40 to make sure that they win.
Next level.
But I think right now LaSalle has that fight in them. NU still lacks that. A lot of people need to step up for NU in order for them to win.
It can't just be Parks.
It can't be just Parks. At the end of the ball game, hindi niya kaya dalhin buong team.
Carlo.
Well, it sucks for NU because as you know right now, there's still something hanging over their heads, which is that complaint over the result of the FU-NU game. Now, if they won that game, gugulo yan kasi we'll be talking about 3 teams and not 2, diba?
Right.
But now, if you look at the schedule, it's Ateneo and LaSalle for NU. And you're right. I mean, they have to win over LaSalle and they have to hope that LaSalle either loses or
they beat
Ateneo. Diba?
Yeah.
No.
Right now, it's looking tough for NU. I mean, it doesn't look good at all. DLSU has NU, UP, and Adamson left. So, you can pretty much score 2 wins for LaSalle there. So, yung importante dito, whatever is the result of the review dun sa
FU game.
Dun sa complaint. I mean, that is a very big deal for... It's as big as winning against LaSalle. Let's put it that way.
But conversely, you can also say na there's a lot of pressure on LaSalle na you're playing against UP, you're playing against Adamson. Na baka you're thinking na, hindi, okay, these guys probably aren't contending anymore. But at the same time, that attitude plus na, you know, they just want to wreck somebody's postseason. Diba? That's also a recipe for disaster for these, for LaSalle.
But it all depends If LaSalle beats NU, it doesn't even matter what happens in the next 2 games, diba? So, sino ba yung una nilang makakalaban? I think it's...
They play UP on Thursday, NU on Sunday, and then Adamson.
And then, so Adamson isn't really parang a game na madadapa pa sila because at that point, they'll either know that they qualified because they beat NU or siseryosohin nila ng sobra yung Adamson kung natalo sila sa NU, diba?
And possibly the bonus there is if FEU has clinched the 2nd spot by then, they may not even go full out. They want to rest people because, as we mentioned in the previous episode, they have a ton of hurt guys.
And they might not get the number 2 seed anyway, so might as well get healthy. Alright, so going into this next matchup between NU and LaSalle on Sunday, like what do you think NU has to do in order to take this one over LaSalle and keep their Final Four hopes alive, Trina?
Everybody has to step up again. Hindi niya kaya by himself, and Emben needs to, maybe pull up his numbers from the last game. 10 points lang siya. So I think everybody, bench players wise, step up. Yun lang yun.
Alolino has to have another huge game because you're being guarded by a rookie, Thomas Torres, and then he rotates with another rookie, Mark Talio. So he's a 2nd-year player. He's got to step up. He's got to stay hot for NU because otherwise, Parks is driving in and the defense just gonna collapse on him.
Oh, 2 names for NU. One is Troy Rosario. I mean, that is a big mismatch for LaSalle.
Big guy.
Because who can shoot, exactly. The second one...
He's what Norbert wants to be.
Yeah. It's Norbert with shooting.
Yeah.
The second is De Guzman. Because the best defensive player of LaSalle will always gravitate towards Parks. And that opens up everything for De Guzman. Now, for LaSalle, of course, there's Jeron Teng. Of course, there's Norbert Torres. But then, the difference here is how their point guards play. I mean, si Eli Revilla, we don't know what's going to happen. Vosotros can shoot well, but then there will be days that he won't make anything. and Talio just tends to dribble a little bit too much sometimes.
To put it nicely.
If LaSalle gets good play from its point guards, and you will have a tough time defeating them.
And what they've noticed Jen from LaSalle is they struggle against like the dominant big men, like against Slaughter, against Embe, against Abdul. So if they can make if Embe can make LaSalle pay for putting Torres on them, or like Van Opstal gets a little too happy, diba? Parang that's going to be huge for NU to get contributions down the paint, especially when they have that mismatch there.
If that's the case, then NU should seriously consider bringing Embe back to the starting lineup, because they've been going with Betayene for defense. But as we said, Norbert likes to kind of stray from the perimeter and shoot jump shots. Betayene is not going to be effective against that. You might as well go with Embe for the offensive punch on the other end.
Let's call it now. Who do you think is going into the Final Four? LaSalle or NU?
It's so easy to say LaSalle right now.
Yeah.
But did you even guys expect that it will be down to NU and DLSU?
Job did.
I at the beginning of the season, I had NU over LaSalle. Partly because like I watched the preseason and I was like, wow, this team is it. Galing ni Eric Altamirano. And B, parang third season in a row, can LaSalle not so full disclosure lang talaga, yun lang yun. That wasn't going for me. But
that
right
was
now,
a post-bleep.
right now, I'm not so
A little
sure.
late.
At least kaya kong panindigan yung sinabi ko dati. At di tulad ng iba dyan.
Hey! I mean, I agree with Carl. It's really easy to say LaSalle right now. But if, like we said, just the appeal comes through, that throws a huge monkey wrench in everyone's game.
LaSalle.
Nako, ito na.
Ikaw.
Gusto ko pa rin maniwala na kaya ng NU just because it's a good underdog story, just because na
No pun intended.
no pun intended. Just because na parang para kami lagi kaming inaapi, hindi host na kami tayo. So parang sige, if that will make Parks happy, if that will appease him, if that will appease him on Twitter, there might be something to look forward to. Yeah.